The Savage Hour. Tonight's guest, Mac Talbert, Navy veteran, entrepreneur, Jedi Master of barbecue, and an all-around great American. Brought to you by Semper Savage Salad Dressing and Marinade. It's homemade salad dressing in a bottle, and you're gonna love it. Folks, welcome to The Savage Hour. Tonight, I have a very, very special guest. Somebody who is a really good personal friend, know him for years. He's a personal mentor. He's a Navy veteran, entrepreneur, freaking Jedi barbecue master. Like I said, he's a friend and a mentor. He has two companies, Smoke and Shine Barbecue and Smoked Virginia. And so we're going to talk about those and many other subjects this evening. Mac Talbert, welcome, sir. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Hey, John, I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me. So much good barbecue, entrepreneurship stuff to talk about tonight.
Man, we've got a ton. I mean, you know, you and I could just shoot the shit forever, and we do. We did a couple weeks ago about various things and various ideas. But I'll tell you what, I'd like to give you the opportunity to just kind of introduce. I know you know, so I don't need to hear it, but give everybody just kind of a rundown on your background and what got you up to here.
All right. So I'm retired Navy. I did almost 21 years in the Navy. Thoroughly enjoyed that, but then had to do something else. Got a contracting gig here in DC. Been on that contract for the past 10 years. Along the while, I was always wanting to work for myself, and Billy Callahan, a good friend of mine, came over and said, you know, hey, I enjoy smoking all this barbecue. And I said, hey, man, I've been barbecuing since I was 8 years old. My family owned a barbecue business down in North Carolina, and I have a picture of me when I was 8 years old sitting up on a smoker loading a hog with my grandpa and my uncles, and so that's where it all began. So I was like, hey, man, let's do something, because I'm tired of eating shitty barbecue here in DC. And so, you know, all the name places and stuff in DC that they say are famous is like Rendezvous. You go there and it's just mediocre barbecue. It's nothing that blows you away. So he and I went on a quest to try to open up a business and produce some good barbecue sauces, and then started on the barbecue circuit. I guess I've been doing that for 5 years now, and competing all over the U.S. If the prize is big enough and I got time, we'll be there compete. And,
man, so you are going all the time. I mean, you are freaking running like crazy.
You know what, a business, you got to work it. If you're a startup business, you really got to put in the hours. It will never be successful if you don't put it in. So I put in the hard work now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Stacy and I are exceedingly busy, just trying to do various things. Everything from meeting with the accountant, you know, and trying to figure things out, to doing live videos, to engaging with other companies and other people, and just trying to learn. I mean, man, if you've got a day job, you know, it gets real busy real quick, particularly if you're serious about the business and you want it, you know, and you want it to really grow. So you and Billy, and Billy and I have met. How long have you guys when did you guys actually start Smoke and Shine?
It was a thought back in, I guess, 2012, the summer of 2012. He and I were sitting across from each other in a cubicle talking about smoking. And it's where it really, the thought process initiated. And then we started doing some catering on the side, trying to cook for our friends and stuff and see if they liked what we had. Billy has a background from Arkansas, Memphis area, so he knows the Memphis rubs. He knows that style of cooking. Right. We both did some time in Texas, down in Fort Worth, Dallas-Fort Worth area. Learned a lot there. Went down to Central Texas, got a style going, and then we just, you know, we kind of built our own style. We call ourselves barbecue outlaws because we kind of stole the ideas or the styles from other regions of the world. We didn't, I even got barbecue in Bahrain one time. That was pretty legit. So somebody, you know, an American guy's over there retired and opened up a restaurant. And so it's just, I would say 2012 was when it started, but it really got hot and heavy Oh man, I guess the last 5 years it's just taken off, and then that's what spurred on Smoke was
Okay.
to build a personality around the company. So when when you see my face, you see the barbecue. You know it. That's that barbecue guy. And so
Yeah, explain the concept of smoked to
so
us.
my wife is Filipino, obviously, so it's a Filipino American fusion of barbecue. So we take a lot of the styles from the Philippines, the pancit, the lumpia, the adobos, and then we add a flair to it from American barbecue. Barbecue to them is barbecue on a stick. So we do a little bit of barbecue, on a stick, chicken barbecue, pork. Pork is a huge product in the Philippines, so it fits right into our style of barbecue.
Sure.
So we do a lot of skewers and lumpia. Lumpia is a really popular one, and pancit. That's probably our biggest sellers. But pork adobo, chicken adobo does really well with American barbecue.
So is smoked that is a food business, not a sauce business?
Right. It is a food business catering Filipino food type American fusion of barbecue, and it's the personality behind the barbecue. That's me. So when you see me, that's why we set up Smoke. Somebody will say, "Hey, that's that Smoke guy," and they'll know it's me.
I used to know when I was a kid, we had a blacksmith. We called him Blacksmith Farrier. Guy used to come shoe the horses, and his name was Smokey. I don't remember his last name, but I always remember that his name was Smokey. And I thought it was so cool that somebody named a little boy Smokey, which I'm sure it was just a nickname. But to me, as a little kid, on the farm, they'd come around and shoe all the horses. And I was like, oh man, that name Smokey, that's so cool. But
yeah, Smokey puts them down.
yeah. Well, hey, so that kind of brings us up to date, but let's talk about the actual products that people can go get in stores.
Okay.
Because you're mostly in stores. That's the bulk of your business still, right?
Yeah, we're trying to push the product out into more stores. Trying to get we finally changed our recipe up to get into Whole Foods. We got onto their buying screen or buying website. So now all the managers of Whole Foods can see our sauce and can click on it when they need a case at their store. But what we're trying to do is push out in our region. Our region is the DMV, and try to get out in as many stores as we can and get our name out there so people can see it. And through the barbecue competition circuit, we have first we're in 23 stores now, so we're trying to keep pushing that product out to more stores, and then on the barbecue circuit, get professional circuit to get more people to use the sauce. Our sauce has won 2 competitions on chicken, and it won a GC on 2 of our meats, pork and chicken, down in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Man, that's amazing. Yeah, you've had some tremendous success, and I can tell you, it is some great stuff. In fact, I sent you a text the other day. I need to go get some. One, to support this thing that you and I had talked about with the Maryland National Guard, but we need to get some. Stacy's like, I want some of that.
Yeah, man.
I know. Hey, I know. You got a whole wall full of it back there. But
here's our fusion, which is a blend of the hot one and the sweet one. Okay. And here's our sweet one.
Right.
Really good stuff. But it's right here, and we're in 23 stores in the area, or you can find us on our website. Just message Billy and I. We'll send you out some barbecue sauce. I did something crazy the other day. I tried to mail something out of the daggone Pentagon, and with all this quarantine stuff, it took longer than I wanted it to get to the guy. So I'm trying to revamp and how I'm trying to get it to Michigan. There's one of my cousins up there wants some, and I'm trying to get it to him. And this COVID thing has kind of got things crazy. But anyways, you can get it on our website. You can hit me on Facebook. You can hit me on Instagram. You can just send me send me a picture that says I'm out of sauce, and we'll get it to you.
That's awesome. Now, have you guys still got 3 varieties, right?
Yes, a hot one called Virginia Heat.
Yep.
A sweet one called Virginia Sweet. Yep. And then a fusion called Virginia Fusion.
Which is the 2 together.
Yeah,
kind of the middle road.
We're stationed out of Virginia. We've both lived here forever, so we just call it Virginia. Try to put Virginia on the map with some barbecue, because there's some good barbecue around here. ZZQ down in Richmond is probably the best barbecue in the state. And then there's a couple other little small in the hole. I like Federalist Pig. It's one of my favorite ones up here.
Sounds great.
They caramelize these Brussels sprouts and then put brisket on it, and you can't do nothing better than that.
Wow, that's crazy. You know, when I was a kid, Brussels sprouts were the thing of nightmares. It really was. It was oh my God. You know, the Brussels sprouts came out of the boiling pot, ended up on your plate, and it was everything I could do to get them down. Man,
yeah, no flavor, no seasoning, no flavor.
Oh God. Yeah. And you're sitting here, you know, and you're having these battles. And of course, this is kind of the old days when, well, at least where the way I grew up, you didn't get up from the table until you were dismissed. And in order to get dismissed, you had to put down enough of the right food. And oh God, I had a few battles about those, but man, I had them later in life. I had them cooked in the, you know, like roasted and covered in balsamic and all different kind of glazes and stuff. Holy moly, that's some good stuff.
That's some good stuff.
It is. I couldn't believe at first somebody goes, hey, I'm going to order as an appetizer. I'm going to order some roasted Brussels sprouts. And I'm like, oh my God.
Don't do that.
Yeah. But I tried one. And I was like, oh, wow. I started.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm all over that.
Put some of that Virginia fusion on it. This one here.
Yeah.
And throw it on the grill. Holy cow, is that good? Well,
we ran through that stuff. Of course, at the time we had 3 kids living here. But we ran through our first little batch. God, we ran through that within a couple weeks. It was a huge hit.
Awesome.
It really is some of the best stuff.
I'll get you more, buddy.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. But hey, talk to me about competitive barbecue. So you're the first guy. You know, we were kind of, as I was getting Semper Savage going, and you were kind of mentoring me through those early stages. You talked about competitive barbecue, and you were the first guy I never even knew that was a thing. I had no idea, but yeah, talk to us about what is this whole competitive barbecue thing?
It's a really cool circuit of professional guys and backyard guys that you know, your claim to fame is that, hey, my barbecue is better than yours. And that's how it all got started. They got Memphis in May, the Jack, they got the American Royal, which is the World Series of Barbecue,
right.
A whole bunch of that stuff. But what is competition? You go and you meet 75 to 100 other competitors with a line of judges. You cook your best meat. You put out some chicken first, and the judges taste it, and they tell you if they like it or not. You throw some ribs in a box, and you sit it up there. Those judges will taste those, and they'll say good, bad, you know, give you a scoring sheet. And then, you know, and then you do pulled pork, and you'll do brisket. And they test all 4 meats. And the judging panels, all these guys are legit. They went through some training, worked hard at their craft. They have a whole master's series of becoming a judge. And all these competitors, every week, it's like a family that just moves around America, competition to competition. And every week you try to put your best product out there, and hopefully the judges like it.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. If you get enough points, you end up in the top 10, and so people scream your name. Sponsors start looking at you, which was a goal of mine, to get your name out there across those states where people see you and they know, hey, that's that smoked guy. He's got some killer barbecue sauce, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, really cool. And yeah, when you first mentioned that to me, I was just like, hey, what is this? And you showed me some pictures and stuff. And obviously you taken Semper Savage out there with
I do.
And swag and, you know, all that kind of stuff, kind of getting it out there.
Hang up that banner at every one of them, you know, and let people see it. I mean, as you can see on the back wall there, I got my sponsors up there, the people that matter.
Yeah.
And the people that have been good to me.
Well, I love it. I just love, I love seeing you guys continue to grow and be successful.
Yeah, we'd love to have you out at a competition and hand out some of your sauces, get your name out there in the circuit.
Yeah, we got to go. In fact, we had planned on that. We met this past summer, and I'm just kind of telling this to the audience that, and we kind of made some cool plans we had this idea for a joint pub crawl and some other things that we were going to kind of do together and hand out some samples and do some of those things. And then COVID hit and all that kind of public stuff has, at least for now, sort of gone away. So that kind of kicked our friggin' sandcastle over.
Yeah, it crushed us in the barbecue world too. Stopped all the competitions. There is another one that's open at the end of October. It's called Zombie Q down there around Richmond area, and we'll be down there for that one, competing and see how we can do. Maybe we'll scare a couple kids at the Halloween trick or treat that they do.
Well, hey, up until now, what do you think has been the key to your success?
I think persistence in business, right? Learning. You got to have an aptitude for business, trying to figure out how you can get, 30 cents on the dollar as a profit. Our goal was, 30%, 34%, somewhere in there, or at least make 3 times whatever you have invested in it. I just think the persistency, Billy, honestly, doing it with the barbecue business with another guy really helped me, because his aptitude for business was just like mine. We were both learning, and but he was really eager and worked hard at it, and he was good at some things and other things he's not good at. And so same with me, right? There are things that I'm not good at that Billy's really good at. So it's great to have him tackle all those hard jobs that I thought was hard, and then I tackle the ones that I think are easy, but they're hard to him. So I think combination of having somebody else to talk to and work through some of these issues. He's doing research while I'm doing research, and then just persistent, just stay after. There were so many times we wanted to quit, and you just can't give up. The time you quit is that, you're just days away from breaking through and the thing just exploding. We were right on the verge of exploding right back in March when COVID hit, and it kind of killed us there for about 5 months. But then when we were finally able to start back, we realized the fan base is still there.
Yeah.
Every one of these jobs that I go out to and do, our fans follow us around, brewery to brewery, winery to winery. They show up every Friday and Saturday to get barbecue. And, it started out with, 5 people here and 10 people there. And now, hell, we get 30, 40 people that just come to get our barbecue at a brewery.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's
awesome. I mean, it's just fantastic that, first of all, you're right. Yeah, the fan base is there. They didn't leave. They didn't go anywhere. They're still there. They're ready to come back out and support you. I know there's a lot of businesses that, there's a lot of businesses that just don't exist anymore.
Yes, a lot of them quit.
Oh, man, I was super thankful that we were not a brick and mortar type business, with like a rent due or a payroll or something like that. I mean, we kind of do have a payroll with all the people that we've hired to handle things for us, but we could let them go like that if we, if we absolutely had to. We cut loose. So anyway, but I'm glad you're obviously not only kicking but thriving as we come out of this whole COVID fiasco. So anyway, but that's good advice. Just persistence, and like I don't think anybody I've talked to who has had any measure of success in anything would say that quitting is a good strategy. I mean, it's not. Quitting's not a good. You're not going to get anywhere. I think you got to be smart. But as long as you kind of look at the math again, right? It's like doing a math problem, but you get the wrong answer and you're like, oh my gosh, where did I go wrong? Well, 99% of it's probably right. You just messed up one step, so you can have little setbacks here and there. And like you said, you might be right on the verge of that next success when you decide to throw in the towel because it was just the last straw. I just couldn't handle it anymore. But
yeah, you never know. You go to an event, like for us barbecue, you go to a catered event and we're pumping out barbecue. You never know who's in the audience. One night I was at a guy's house catering over here in Clifton with Billy, and in walks one of the vice presidents of Walmart. That really helped us. So we were able to talk to him and get some ideas. We actually went down and met with them and talked to them. Billy's from Batesville, Arkansas. It was like a vacation for him. He went home.
Okay.
But, you never know who's in the audience. We've had significant people throughout our careers just walk in. Robert Irvine, one of the, great American guys cooking over there. Well, he's not American, but he's British. But anyways, you think he's American. So he's at one of our events, and there's Billy talking to him and gets him excited. We've been doing some email exchanges and stuff and talking. Great guy.
Right.
I've been able to communicate with him quite regularly, and hopefully one day we'll get some of our sauce in one of his stores.
That would be great. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, so back to kind of not quitting and what was the key to your success is, what is your advice to somebody who, okay, so let's take a guy like me. And I actually, you really helped me. So this would be a good scenario, but you remember when you came walking into our puka one day, I say puka, that's the word we use for cubicle, walking into the H1 cubicle one day, and somebody asked you about your barbecue sauce business. I'm like, dude, I didn't know you had a barbecue sauce business. I've got this salad dressing. And we basically had lunch, and you were my mentor from there, into getting it into a bottle and whatnot. But what advice do you have for others like I was, who've got this idea and maybe they got I don't know, the next best beef jerky or the longer lasting light bulb, whatever it is they've got in their basement, and their friends and family are loving and that they love and they believe in? What's your advice to those guys or those people?
Well, it starts with a dream, right? So you're laying in bed and all of a sudden you jump out of bed and you're like, holy shit, I can make the best light bulb ever and it'll last forever. Now, how do I get it to market? So I suggest to those guys, there is some guy out there in the world that has gotten his product to market. I didn't pay for any schemes. I didn't ask for any help from anybody, crazy stuff. I didn't join up, sign up for any crazy stuff. I just started working my product. How do I get it? I researched, how do I get a product to market? And then first I was bottling sauce in my kitchen, 5-gallon buckets, and ladling it over into mason jars. And Billy and I went with a mason jar because we thought it was really cool. And when we were barbecuing, there was always some shine drinking going on. So that's where Smoke and Shine came from. So
oh, cool. All right.
No, that's how it started. Smoke and Shine. I tell people, Billy's smoke and I'm the shine. So, but anyway, so I'll just tell them, hey, find a way to get to market. Don't give up on your dreams. When it gets hard and you're up against the wall, keep making those damn phone calls until you find a guy that's done it, and then ask him how to do it. And that guy will lay it out for you and help you. And that's what we did just through Billy and our research. Don't give up. Just work at it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good piece of advice. And we talked about this last night in another forum on veterans in business, about just kind of expanding, just connecting with people and expanding your network a little bit of it at a time. And before long, you've got a group of people that want to support you.
Yes.
Who they may not be the guy who knows how to do whatever it is you're doing, but they may know a guy, or they may know a guy who knows a guy who can do that. Now
we had to run down, in the commodity industry, condiment industry, if you will. There's so much into it. You got to find the jars, then you got to find the lids, then you got to find the label, and all those were hurdles that we were jumping over trying to figure it out. Luckily, Billy's a pretty good genius, and he learned AI and learned how to build our own logos and do our own stuff. And then, together we worked at it until we came up with the right color scheme that we liked. And we just didn't give up. People were like, oh, you can't do that. I'd call another labeling company. Don't tell me I can't do it.
Right.
And then find somebody else. So that's my take on it.
Hey, so got a question for you. Barry Edward wants to know, do you have partnerships with restaurants? Do you do restaurant partnerships?
I do. There are several restaurants in our area that use our sauce and buy our product, not just sauce, but food products, and they sell it as their own.
Right.
Sometimes, some weekends I'll cook 30, 40 racks of ribs, and they'll go to a restaurant, and that restaurant, it's called a white label.
Right.
And then they'll white label and make it their own, which is fine with me. I'm moving product and I'm making business and I'm making connections, and that's what matters. I sell gallon jugs to 3 restaurants right up the street from my house where they use it on their products. Yeah. They use the sauce. When somebody asks for a barbecue sauce, they squeeze our sauce onto their product. So.
Got it.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So yeah,
Thank
that's
you for the
good.
question. I really appreciate that question, man.
Oh yeah, no, Barry's a good friend of mine, and he just typed in the question, and um, so yeah, thanks Barry for the question. It's a good question, and any kind of food business, man, getting hooked up with some restaurants can really be key. I helped a buddy of mine start Ferguson's Meat Market down in Coal Mountain, Georgia, when I was in college, and as I was waiting to go into the Marine Corps, and man, we wanted to get in with those restaurants because it gave us throughput. It gave us what we call cleanup,
Yeah,
where we could make if somebody ordered 50 pounds of hamburger, that really helped us clean up our trimmings and
yeah.
make a profit on our trimmings. We didn't have to sell all ribeyes and strips.
Yeah.
We could make a lot on some really good hamburger, but still, yeah, it's huge. The restaurant
Yeah,
business.
I friended a ton of chefs online on Facebook, and then did some bar crawls with them. Just getting to know them, getting in their heads, asking ideas, what kind of sauce that they like, what is their preferred sauce? Do they want a bitter? They want a hard barbecue sauce? Are they looking for a bourbon barbecue sauce? Do they want it sweet? What products can I get to you that you would like? And they always gave me some positive feedback. And so getting to know those chefs, making those connections, their restaurants are now reaching out. Hey, let me get some of that sauce and use it in our product. So
That's amazing. And I often thought, and you and I talked about this a few weeks ago when we met for lunch. You were saying, yeah, hey, hook up with the chefs, get some good feedback, and the next thing you know, they may want to use your product. And I had never really thought about that before because I thought that a chef would be wanting to make his own stuff.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That he would be wanting to make his own stuff.
Well, some restaurants are, even though you have chefs in there, leadership, ownership of the restaurant pushes things a certain way, and cost, right? Cost. If he wants to make a product that's very expensive, but they can buy it off the shelf pre-made and it's better,
Right.
it's faster for them, less work on it. They'll go that way, and so those chefs will know. Every restaurant in America, John, has salad on there, and you sell salad dressing. You
Yep.
need to know every restaurant in America, every chef.
That's right. And every restaurant in America wants our shit.
That's right, man.
They just don't know it yet because
That's
they're
right.
serving crap.
Because they haven't tasted it yet.
That's right. And that's all we got to do. But hey, I need to shout out to a few freaking great Americans real quick that are on watching. Soup Campbell. I saw a picture of you today. I was actually looking for some images to put on our Google My Business page, and up pops a picture that I had from of Soup Campbell in Afghanistan hanging out of a Huey doing something funny. Randy Powell, buddy, I'm glad to see you on.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, Randy Powell's on. Levi Gangler was one of my Marines way back in the day when I had the flight line shop. So Levi's known me for, oh my God, probably since 98 or so. I'm not sure when Levi came on. And then my good buddy, Tim Warnemont, call sign Tiny, is recovering from some medical issues. Tiny, thanks for showing up again. And thanks for watching. And I hope you're healing up well. So I just wanted to shout out to those guys real quick, just because I served with all of them, and they all, in one way or another, have a special place in my heart. So
Right on, brother.
at any rate, but yeah, let me just move on to a couple other things. And so this is a loaded question.
All right.
Because you could probably write a book on this. I mean, I know I could, but from a business perspective, if you were back in 2012 or whenever it was you and Billy kind of decided to move forward as a business, and you had it all to do over again, what would you do that's different, if anything? Maybe you wouldn't change a thing.
Well, that is a loaded question. There's a lot of things I would have done differently. I think before starting the business, I would have got a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
I think I would have spent a little more time talking to some, and even though I have a degree in business administration, that's not everything, right? I mean, you got to get out there and get to talk to some of the guys that actually have a business and figure out, your ROI on your money, figure out, if I do this, what do I get? All of those kinds of things. Just to understand how to get a product to market. I think I wasted that first year and a half, we already had a product and we were working on bottling it, but I had no idea how to get it out. Do I use a supplier? Do I go through a company like Butterfly or Range Me, or how do I go and get my product out there for people to see? They don't even know I exist.
Yeah.
So I would have gotten a little bit smarter before really starting.
Yeah. I think, well, as you know, our idea morphed. I mean, God knows, we had a meeting with our accountant 2 days ago, and I really, Stacy's upstairs listening, and I don't want to ruin her night, but let's just say that there was a lot of zeros behind the number that we essentially wasted in our first year.
Yes.
Now, was it wasted, or was it?
You learn from it.
It was money well spent on education. Exactly. That's the way I like to think about it. We're on, I think, our third website. We've tried different marketing strategies. I poured a lot of money into some paid ads that it was just like, trying to run, drag slicks in the snow. It was just not, it was not getting any traction at all. So, just a lot of lessons learned. I don't know that I could have changed a lot of that, but I probably could have started way earlier and anticipated some of those issues. So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I think some of it for us would have been learning to know when to let someone go, right? Someone that is not producing and helping my business grow, yeah, they got to go. And Billy and I, we held people around and that really didn't produce for us what we were looking for a little bit longer than we should have. And that cost us some thousands. And the best way to get that back is just cut them free. It's a learning lesson. And then move on from there, find a better quality person. And that helps by, like I was saying, you get out there and talk to a chef. I was talking to John Renninger the other day, and he had somebody that could do a website, and they were half the cost of somebody else. And and I would never have known that person and met them. Turned out to be a great guy, great fit. And I owe that to you, John. Appreciate it. And just good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. There's so much. There's so much to learn, and I think so back to your point about knowing when to cut somebody loose. We had the same experience, and it was more me than it was Stacy. I think it comes from being a Marine Corps officer and a leader, that I have an expectation of how people are going to produce, how people are going to conduct themselves. When somebody says something to me, I, at least initially, try to take it at face value, right?
Sure, like they're being honest.
That's right. They're being honest, and they can back up their smack,
yeah,
right? And I've discovered that that's not always the case, which
yeah,
led us to essentially, when we hire, we look to hire veteran businesses first,
yeah,
because or the veteran spouses, things like that we try to stay connected with that veteran community, largely because you get a really honest is a correct word, honest person, but somebody who's diligent and has integrity. That community just tends to have that. So
yeah.
We should have cut some folks loose sooner than we did.
Yeah, that would have erased some of those zeros on your spreadsheet.
We would have erased quite a few. So
we have the same thing, man. We went through it too.
Yeah, I think everybody does, and we're talking to our accountant about it, and I'm kind of, I'm sitting here going, oh man, and he's like, been in business for years. The dude's, he's a Vietnam era vet. And I was like, man, this is embarrassing. He's like, nope, don't be embarrassed. Because everybody does it. Like you say, everybody does it. So, okay, here's a fun question. If you could go back to your 18-year-old self and sit in a chair across from your 18-year-old self and give him like just a nugget of sage advice, what would it be?
I know exactly what I'm going to say. don't work for anybody else. Market yourself and work your ass off, and it'll pay off. That's what I would do. If I was 18 years old again, I would never have worked. I probably never would have joined the Navy. I never would have went off to college, never done any of that stuff. Never. The only thing I would have focused on was a business that would make me money, and I would have pushed it. Does college help? I would say a little bit, but there was a lot of those classes that I wasted in colleges that it's another waste of damn money. And I would have pushed myself as hard as I could to promote myself and whatever the business is I would have done. And I would have found something that I love so I would enjoy it the rest of my life. I did a whole bunch of shit in the Navy, and you know you're a Marine Corps guy that you didn't like and you didn't want to do, but you were told to do it. And you know what? You're there to serve, and you're going to go do it and do it the best you can. And that's the way we live. But yeah. I will tell you, John, if I'd have been 18 again, I probably wouldn't have joined. I probably would have just pushed my product and myself and worked really hard at it.
Wow. You know, and I've heard, I won't call it advice. I heard somebody years ago say, hey, look, unless your kid is just friggin' Doogie Howser, right? You know? Like,
not many people remember Doogie.
Right. Well, not that many. So I'm dating myself just a bit. But freaking, unless your kid is ready to go to like Harvard Medical in 10th grade, he said, hey, take that 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever you're going to spend on his education, buy him a business.
Yeah.
Go out and buy him a friggin', sub shop, or I don't know, something. And by the time he or she is done, even if they run it in the ground,
yep,
they will have a better education about everything.
That's right.
Than they would have had you spent that money on going and getting freaking indoctrinated with leftist freaking bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
I think those kids today come out dumber than they did when they went in. So I told my son. So you know my son Riley. So he's down at ROTC and doing ROTC down at ODU. Great guy, great kid. But I told him, I said, look, let dad pay for you to go to Baltimore and go to a welding school. It's $6,000. You come out certified in every damn type of welding there is. Yeah. I said, and then you go make your money, right? And you'll have more money to spend and more money for your family than you do if you work for somebody else. And I'm proud that he's going in the Navy. I'm one of the proudest dads out there. This kid is busting his ass. But I got to tell you, I still want to send him to welding school. I told him every summer, man, come home and I'll send your ass up there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, our son, did you meet Jack? Did you meet?
I've not met Jack yet.
Our second youngest, he's the only one you probably would have met. But so our second youngest just joined. He's still up in New Hampshire, and he just joined the New Hampshire National Guard. And it's kind of a funny. In fact, today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Jack!
Happy birthday, Jack!
But he turns 20 years old today, and but before he wasn't ready to go to college. And what he said was, I don't want to go to college until I think I can apply myself, understand what I want to do, and really do a good job. So I was like, yeah, sure. And so I told him I will send you to any certification school you want to go to. And if you want to go to 3, I'll send you to 3. You go do HVAC, you can do car mechanic, you can do welding, you can do all those kinds of things.
Any Votech school out there.
Man, and on the backside, when the zombies come, you're actually a useful human being instead of being one of these freaking people who's, wondering why they can't get the on switch to work. But anyway, he just joined the New Hampshire Guard, and he's just something that he wanted to do. And funny, kind of an amusing story. He had 3 choices. He had to put down 3 choices. And so I forgot what he put down. It was like, it was, I think, Intel, and then maybe air traffic control. But then as his third option, he put down infantry. Because and so he told me what 3 options he had put down, and it's because the other ones he really didn't want to do. It was like cook,
right?
Which we got to have cooks,
right?
It was like cook, and he just didn't want to do it. So as soon as he told me the preferences he'd put down, I was like, whoa, stand by. And sure enough, they gave him infantry, right? Because if infantry is on a kid's card, he's getting infantry, right?
Right on. That's right.
Yeah. So he's a little, I think a little, what's the word? A little intimidated maybe right now, but I told him, I was like, dude, you're going to be a United States infantryman and you're going to get trained in mountain warfare and winter warfare and stuff up there. You're going to have a friggin' blast. And when you're
Yeah, have a
done,
good time.
yeah, when you're done, nobody can take it away from you.
That's right. Make the most of it while you're there.
That's right. Anyway, so not to digress, hey, I want to say hi to Tom Gercio.
All right, Tom.
Yeah. Tom, for those who don't know, Tom was actually a mentor to me in the Pentagon. Tom is one of the most knowledgeable individuals I have ever met when it comes to the H-1 program. If you want to know where the bodies are buried in the H-1 program, go talk to Tom. He might have actually buried a few. But in terms of capabilities and requirements, in terms of budget, the guy's just a savant and has really made some great things happen for H-1s over the years. Now he's working on future vertical lift. At least that's the way they called it when we left. And I was super sorry to leave the Pentagon. But I had one last chance to go do something overseas. So anyway, hello to Tom. And a lot of other people are saying hello to Tom here as well. Because everybody knows Tom.
Tom is Tom.
But hey, there was a couple other fun questions. If you could take your brain that you have right now with all the knowledge and everything that you know, but you could go back in time and go to a particular age, what age would it be?
Probably 24. I'd done a few years in the Navy, done some college. I was right at the turning point in my life where I, was trying to find myself and what direction I wanted to go in. I wish I could take this knowledge back to then, and I would have come out of this a way better. I'd be further ahead, I should say, than I am today.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but hey, if we had a time machine, we'd all be billionaires, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
well, I got to get real quick. I just give a couple shout outs to some people that helped me during that time too in my life. So I'd like to give a shout out to Dizzy Pig over there, Chris. Great guy. Dizzy Pig has helped me understand flavor profiles, which has been pretty good to me. David Robbins, a guy who spent a lot of time with me talking and about business, about life. Dave's a great businessman. Cliff Williams, I want to say thanks to him. Cliff comes out to the house and really helps me with the business, helps me even in simple things as setting up QuickBooks. He'll come and sit down. Maybe you should do it this way. And, this is how I would do it. Those kinds of things. Billy Callahan, big shout out to you, brother, for sticking with me all these years and us working together on stuff. I really appreciate it. Luke Darnell, another great guy in the barbecue circuit. You're awesome. Appreciate it. Tuffy Stone, the talk that we had, I really appreciate that. Gave me direction. So I really appreciate all those people. Thank you.
Man, that's awesome. And isn't it great to have folks that you can count on, people that are out there to help you?
Well, they're just honest people. They just tell you like it is. When you're messed up, they tell you you're messed up. That's what you need. You need that kick in the ass. Remember, as a kid, we didn't want to hear we were wrong.
Right.
But today I like to hear when I'm wrong, because then it gives me an opportunity to do better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't like screwing up. I don't like not producing. I don't like, I want to know, hey, if I'm falling short, and if it gets addressed, at least I need the opportunity to say, I got it. I'm not, but I've got something very serious going on in my life, or, something, and just kind of say, sorry, I'll get it fixed and we'll deal with it. But man, having some folks that you can call up, and I know I can call you anytime and say, hey man, have you ever run into this? I've got a pretty decent list of folks I can call that I can count on, that I know will give me straight up feedback.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's good to go. Well, hey Mac, we're coming up on an hour, but I want to hear about, I just kind of want to talk about philosophy in business. Philosophy, the philosophy that you use, and and the way you engage with your customers, the way you know that philosophy that pervades all elements of your business. If you had to kind of distill that down,
Yeah. Obviously, you're a Chick-fil-A guy. You know
a
the ins and outs of Chick-fil-A very well.
little bit, yeah,
Um, I think positivity is our philosophy, right? I think that we work as hard as we can at making sure each and every customer is valued and appreciated, right? So, and our employees, I try to make sure that the people that are working with us are happy, paid on time, and enjoy what we do. And if they don't enjoy it, I try to move them to a different position and let them try something different. You know, when you're up all night for 11, 12 hours, you know, manning the smoker out there, might not be the happiest time of your life, but if you learn from it, and then maybe we'll move you to somewhere else. But I think just positivity, you know, is our goal. Even though we hit the fan sometimes, and we get in the weeds, and we are working. And matter of fact, Billy and his wife make jokes that they think I'm mad, but I'm not mad. I'm just focused. Like you don't talk when we're really busy. You don't talk. I don't need to talk. You guys should be a well-oiled machine, know what to do in a bad situation, and just come out of it. Sometimes we're vending, you know, we're 45-minute wait.
yeah,
That's not the best thing to be on a 45-minute wait. You're trying to get people their food. But we just work through it. We stay calm, stay positive, and get every one of them out and just make people happy. And if they're happy, your business will be successful. I always say yes, ma'am, to everybody. I say yes, sir, to everyone. Everybody gets treated the same. And I think if you do that to all of your customers, it doesn't matter who walks up there. It doesn't matter if they're an admiral or general or, you know, E1. Yes, sir.
yeah.
And you get their respect. And when you do that, I think your business will be successful.
Man, I 100% agree. You know what I've found, um, and I learned this in the Marine Corps. I actually learned it before the Marine Corps because I had a couple of businesses before the Marine Corps. Now they were just, it was very, very, very small and not particularly successful, but nevertheless I did, and I had employees. But serving those who work for you, thinking about it is, instead of thinking about it as I'm the boss and everybody else is my minion, you know, just having that respect for the people around you, even if it is the lowest guy in the totem pole. You know, hey, I have always really, really tried to value um, those people and their efforts. And man, if somebody will put out some really good effort, man, I value that. And I want to let them know that I value that. And I want to let them know how important they are and that I noticed. Um, and I want to ask them how I can make their day better. You know, how can I help you? What can I do? But man, I tell you what, that really got hit home in the Marine Corps. And I think back to your
Yeah.
philosophy more directly is I think you got to give to get.
Yes.
Um, you know, and I'm sure you saw it as well in the Marine Corps. I saw a lot of leaders who were, well, that were kind of hammers, that it was all negative reinforcement. It was
Yeah.
like, you know, if something doesn't go right, I'm going to hammer you. Right. And instead of taking the more positive side and leading people and pulling them along
Building
with
them
you.
up.
Yeah. And pulling them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody fails, you know, hey buddy, what happened? We can't have that anymore. You know, what's up? You okay? You know, and kind of taking a more gentle, you can still be firm and you can still be compassionate and lead with some empathy. So that's a really great advice for business. I think just treating everybody with dignity and respect and really actually doing it. I think a lot of the
Meaning
things,
it.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of the things that you know you read in some book and they lead with empathy or you know be a servant leader or all these and they're freaking boardroom platitudes.
Yep, they sure are.
Right. That's what they become uh, because folks don't really put it into practice. And I know that you really are. So congrats to you.
I'd say the final thing that I really do for the employee part of it, as far as the philosophy goes, is that I don't let them see me work less hard than they do. I work as hard or harder than any of my employees, and that way they get the same drive that I have. I don't want them to fail because I'm lazy. They'll never see that.
That is a great point. And I can't remember. I wish I could remember which one of my mentors it was in the Marines that kind of, it might have been Mange, Jeff Smith, who was a great Huey guy back in HMLA 269, who said, look, you got to be visible. You have to at least be visible. You got to be there. You know, if the kids are staying late, like I say, if the kids are staying late, working on airplanes, you got to be there too.
That's right.
And, you know, you got to at least share their pain to the max extent you can. Now, of course, as a pilot, I was not qualified to do their job.
Mm-hmm.
Huge thing to remember too, right?
Yep.
You know, hey, I'm just a stick wiggler. That thing doesn't go anywhere until those mechanics get done turning wrenches on it. And guess what? I can't do it.
That's right.
I'm not qualified and I'm not allowed anyway. But hey, we can begin to wrap up here as we're approaching an hour.
All right, sir.
Tell us again where we can find Smoke and Shine products and where we can come see you on the where we come see Smoked.
Okay.
Circuit somewhere.
Yeah, so you can find us. We're in 23 stores. Some of them are mom and pop shops. I can't name them all off, but anyways, Dizzy Pig, my sponsor right back here. We sell about 9 cases of sauce there every week. That's probably our most popular destination to get it. There's a few gas stations that we're in, and a lot of the smaller stores that are in the area. But we're really trying to venture out and try to get into some bigger ones. You can get it on our website. Just shoot us a message and let us know you want some. Billy or I will do everything we can to get it to the post office and get it to you. And then you can get us on Facebook or Instagram. I don't do Twitter, so I was not into that. But anyways, you can get us on there. And then, you know, just a good old email. If you buy a bottle, we're on the side of it. Remember that we're Virginia's finest. We're veteran owned and we're all natural. It's right on the side of the bottle. We work really hard to get those certifications. So that meant we had to change our recipes many times to get there, but we got there. And then in the future, we got a line of rubs that we're working on, and they'll be coming out. And if you want to catch Smoked at a brewery, let's see, this Friday night, we're at Barley Naked Brewery from 3 to 8. And then we're at Barley Naked Brewery the next weekend for their Oktoberfest. Last year, they had around 1,500 people come through. So get there early, get your ticket, get in, and come get some great barbecue. If there's anybody around here makes better brisket than me, you find that person and let me try. I'll let you know.
That's awesome, Mac. Hey, I just want a quick shout out to some other guys that joined. Shauna, thanks for joining us. Ed Morris, thanks for joining us. And Ermoni Tobias. We're getting ready to wrap it up, but thank you folks for joining us.
F-18 Australian Tobias?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you guys for coming in on the cast.
Appreciate everybody coming in, and I appreciate your questions and comments as well. It gives us, you know, another way to engage with our respective audiences. And I can tell you, folks, Smoke and Shine is absolutely the real deal. That is some of the freaking best barbecue sauce I've ever put in my mouth, and I wish you all the success in the world, Mac. I'll be talking again to you very soon. In fact, I'll probably need to shoot you a text tomorrow to see what you're up to so we can meet up.
Yes,
but,
sir.
Man.
Well, thanks for having me too. Okay, John. As well about your products and stuff. Continue to let me know where I can help you out. We still got to go out to the Wounded Warrior Project and drop off some sauce to Larry.
Yes.
We got a couple things we need to get done and help you out some. If there's something else I can do other than flying that banner and screaming your name, if you want me to, I'll take a bath. I'll just get some bottles and shake that sauce on me, right? I mean, we'll get your salad dressing out there in the public somehow, okay?
Best freaking salad dressing and marinade on the planet, guaranteed.
Right. Just shake the hell out of it.
Shake the hell out of it. And I got another message coming at me.
You can't read my handwriting.
Yeah.
Check the comment feed for links to.
Oh, hey, check the comment feed for links to Barely Naked Brewery, back to Dizzy Pig.
Smoked and Smoke and Shine.
Yeah, Smoked and Shine.
Yeah, Dizzy Pig's got a plethora of rubs out on the market. They're in almost every damn store in our area, and they produce some really good rubs. Anybody getting into barbecue, it's a great way to start. You don't have to produce your own. You can go out and get some really great quality rubs from there. Barley Naked Brewery, Waters Inn Brewery, one of our biggest sponsors. I should have their banner up, but it hasn't come in the mail yet. Waters Inn Brewery, we're there so much, and a great group of guys doing some great things. They're about to open their second brewery, producing some of the best. They got you saw that picture of me holding the sign that says damn beer.
Yeah.
We created a beer called Damn Beer, and it's the best damn beer I drank. It is so good.
I loved it. I saw that. What's it spelled, like DAMM or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn beer. Just come get
beer.
some damn beer.
It's
anyways, hey, next time we get together, brother, I got this bottle of scotch right here.
Hey.
I need to find the bottle of it. The bottom of it.
The bottom of it.
Yeah, man.
Jeez, I might have to crawl home. I might not be able to go home.
Best way to go. Just do it at home.
Sleep in the woods or something.
Right on.
Well, hey, Mac, I'm gonna let you go, folks. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you joining the Savage Hour. I think I've got a special guest lined up for next week. He's a mystery guest, yet another military connection.
All right.
Another great entrepreneur, and we're trying to nail him down for next week. So, Mac, thanks for coming on, folks. Go check out Smoke and Shine barbecue sauce. Go find Smoked Virginia out at one of your local venues. You will absolutely not regret it. Come up, introduce yourself to Mac. He's the nicest guy ever, and he will absolutely be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, I got one more thing for you.
Yeah.
Anybody that shows up and tells me they saw us on this pod, they get free appetizers while they're at the brewery. Okay? So tell people to come up. Just let me know that they saw me on this show, and I will give them a free appetizer while they're there.
That is outstanding. Outstanding. All right, guys. Any of you in the area, find them.
Take care, John.
All right, brother. Everybody, we're gonna end the live now, and thanks to everybody for joining.